Well, hi Achievers, hi, I'm back with the 23 books of 2023, and I liked this book. I thought it was so well written. The writing style is so clever. It really kind of captures the feel of the 60s, okay? Not just the 60s, because the 60s in like the Mad Men style, of what women have to do to try and get ahead in their business, where they're naturally kind of pushed aside, hidden in the background, okay? And you never really thought till this moment about the people who made the suits, the clothes of these powerful women in these incredible pictures and film. Here you go. It's called The Pink Suit by Nicole Mary Kelby. And read the blurb. On a sunny morning in November 1963, the President and Miss Kennedy are greeted by ecstatic clouds in Dallas. Across the country, an exclusive Manhattan atelier is Kate, an Irish seamstress responsible for much of Miss Kennedy's wardrobe. She has never met the First Lady, but she savours her connection. After all, she knows every tuck and pleat the beautiful clothes need to create the illusion of physical perfection. Then comes the dreadful day when pictures of Kate's handiwork, splattered with the peasant's blood, are beamed across the world. Right, so it's about the woman who made the pink suit. Now, the pink suit is what Miss Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy, wore on that fateful day, and there are pictures of the blood spatter, President Kennedy's blood spatter, um, when Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn as president. You can see her looking very forlorn at this, with blood spatter on the pink suit. Now, also at the time, as of most things were black and white, no one actually knew what colour the suit was, and also there was this debate about what who made it. Now, it was a company called Chez Ninon, okay, and the thing is, it's fake. It's a fake Chanel suit made by a Manhattan company. What happened was Jackie Kennedy received a lot of criticism about her wardrobe because it was all Chanel French styles, and so they took this outfit and they remade it. Right, it's fake. Basically, the dress is a fake Chanel by Chez Ninon, and also that dress is in a vault. It's hermetically sealed. It's a big, it's kept at a certain temperature, and it's never been seen to this day. Maybe one day, like 100 years have elapsed or something. But hey, so, but this bit here, right. Now, stitch by stitch, hour by hour, Kate imagined every formal dinner, every exotic holiday, and every debutante ball she'd lived them herself. Right. Kate was just 32, and so many of her life had been spent hunched over one fabric or another, a focus unwavering. A simple dress could take 100 hours to make. A beaded gown could run over 1,000, sometimes two, but she never met the clients. Right. And it talks quite early, okay, what Chez Ninon do. Chanel, Lavin, Nina Ricci, Cardigan, Givenchy, and Valegacia, okay. The ladies would carefully watch each collection and then run to the nearest Starwood cafe to stitch the garments from memory. Whilst back in New York, they'd create 50 designs or more, but only make 4 copies of each. For special clients like the First Lady, they would offer exclusive copies of the prices they knew they would be of interest, but exclusive prices to match. No matter what couture house the ladies had stolen the designs from, they would put their own labels on the finished clothes. Chez Ninon, New York, Paris. When the collection was ready, the ladies would pop champagne and open the doors at precisely 3 p.m. Everything was sold on a first come first served basis, but invitation only. Yeah. So they rip off, okay, other designers, okay, and even the suit Chez Ninon made on that for that was done made by Chanel's own fabric. Yeah, made by Chanel's own fabric. And there's even a thing, okay, about the suit that's being made. What is it even called? If you, the history of clothes is this. This taught me actually quite a bit. I liked a lot about this book. Okay, right. The suit was not actually pink but raspberry. That was what Coco Chanel had named the colour, and so the wife had taken to call it that too. Chez Ninon referred to it as pink, pink, pink. Okay, the pink suit. Okay, even though it's not pink, it's raspberry. Okay. This Vex Chanel, everything about the request, Vex Chanel, especially the wife's tinkering, they want it licensed as if it's original. Right. Scandal about this one particular suit. Right. And one thing is, okay, Jackie Kennedy is called the wife a lot. The first thing, she's seen at a distance. She's seen in abstract terms. Okay, she has a home waxwork dummy. Okay, for her to put it all together. But she's abstract. Okay, she's like there. Okay, and Kate is there. Kate is the one making the clothes, but she's unobtainable. She's untouchable, and that's how it has to be. Right, right. It's bit here. Because the politics are always politics, the Chanel must be American made, a licensed by line by using Chanel's own fabric and trim in pink. It must be pink, 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 not raspberry as the colour was actually named. Right. Yes, this scandal, okay, about this dress, this suit that she wore, which Kate's putting together. At the time, Kate is going on in her own life, okay? She's in her early 30s. She has a sort of liaison with Patrick, okay, a butcher from the neighbourhood. Now, Kate being a man at her age is quite a scandal. Kate being working, Kate makes her own clothes, and of course, she makes her own design and knockout. So she walks the streets of her Irish American background, dressed up. Okay, she is different. She's othered, and people do look down upon her. They're like, when are you gonna set? When are you gonna find a nice man? She meets Patrick the butcher. They're friends for a very, very long time. They have like a pseudo kind of relationship, right? And it's a bit here, right? Mm-hmm. Kate kissed her with passion. She kissed him back, embarrassed and chaste. It was very awkward. They stood there for a moment, half in the light and half in the darkness, unsure what to do next. We're like fallen angels, you and I, he said. That's what the poets would say. Not wise enough to be saved, but not wise enough to be wicked and banished forever. Right. Patrick leaned in to kiss her again, but Kate turned away from slightly. Everything was moving too fast. We're just friends, she told herself, but she knew it wasn't true. But it was never true. And it's not moving too fast. They've known each other for years. Okay? They've known each other for years. Kate spent a lot of time with Patrick's mother before she passed. But Kate tells herself it's moving too fast when it really, really isn't. And also, the thing is, if she marries Patrick, she would have to give up her job. She'd have to become a butcher's wife. She's going from wearing designer knockoffs, okay, to wearing a butcher's apron. So she would have to give up her life. And at the time, a gentleman called Mr. Childs wants them to go to business together. He would want to start their own fashion line. But it's very, very clear, first of all, that he just wants her for expertise because she's brilliant at what she does. But it doesn't want her. It just be that kind of relationship. It's kind of like, do you as a woman in the 1960s, do you launch your own fashion line? And Mr. Childs, of course, would be the head of it all, okay, whilst you're still in the back making the goddamn clothes? Or do you stand side by side with your husband in the butcher shop, working together? That's a choice she has to make. Now, um, this bit here is when Kate is wearing a beautiful suit, okay? She's wearing a lovely suit and she's walking the streets, okay, holding fabric, okay? This is when she'd gone to meet the First Lady, but she didn't go to meet the First Lady, but she's wearing designer. She wears something she made, something excellent, okay? And she decides to go into a very, very posh hotel, okay, at the Carlisle, and have dinner, have tea, right? Because it's been here. The tea was lovely, a solid smoky black. There were plate after plate of so-many delights, tiny jam tarts with butter cookie crust, small chocolate cups filled with some sort of raspberry brandy, exquisite white cakes covered with pink almond paste on top, the most delicate sugared violets Kate had ever seen anything like it before, and sherry was very smooth. A woman in a beautiful suit can go anywhere, Kate thought. Right. Yeah, she can't pay the bill. So they track her down and actually send her the bill and the things that she left behind. Okay. And Mrs. Charles in the end pays the bill, and then Kate's like, oh God, what, I'm now obliged to him. So, obliged and obligations. Okay. Now, Kate also has a sister, Maggie. Now, Maggie's settled down, she's had a child, she's very, very happy with where she is. And the clothes, and now you walk in and you see a woman in a beautiful suit, okay, something went absolutely fabulous, okay, your head turns. You wonder, wow, where's she going, right? In this neighbourhood, wearing the clothes makes them other. Wearing designer, even though it's knockoff designer, okay, It others them. They're not like everyone else. Right. This bit here. This is when, because Kate's been making clothes for Maggie, right? And it was an even ego. Kate, these clothes I go horseback riding and into dance all night in at balls at foreign embassies, and they're beautiful. People laugh at me, Kate. They laugh, Kate, and sometimes to my face. Right. At the moment, Maggie was not Sunday China beautiful like the wife. She was wild, untamed. She had the kind of beauty that does ships onto rocks. She was on top of the mound of dresses with her dirty shoes, the ivy wall, Kate thought. Yet it was unbearable to see her do such beautiful things. Right. Why are you so angry? Because you behave as if there aren't rules, but there are rules for people like us, Kate. Right. Think about little Mike. Children are cruel. He goes to school this year. We can't have other children picking on him because of the wife, because of you. Right. Everyone laughs, but Patrick doesn't. Right. There you go. Nothing more to say. Kate closed the door gently behind her, leaving but her sister standing on the most exquisite clothes in the world, surrounded by a fort built from the coffins of another woman's life. Yeah. So yeah, Kate's sister Maggie pretty much destroys the clothes. She destroys the knockoff designer clothes from Chez Ninon because there are rules for their society. There are rules for their class. There are rules. They are absolute rules. And also the fact that Kate and Patrick are together. They start to live together in sin, but they're not married. Okay, in their community, it's a scandal. It's, people don't go to Patrick's butcher shop because of it. People kind of treat them appallingly because of it. Okay, because they are living in sin. Okay, they're both in their 30s for God's sake. Okay, but the rules of society, okay, they have to be married. Kate has to give up Chez Ninon. Kate has to live by the rules. And it's about fakery. I mean, you have a woman who sits there making knockoff clothes, okay, for rich people because they're American made. It's fake. You have two people of Irish heritage sitting in an Irish American pub drinking Guinness, okay, eating fish. There's an element of fakery about it. They've come over from the motherland, and of course, okay, they're sitting in an Irish American pub talking about it. Right. It's fake. It's a fake Irish American pub, if you will. It's fake. Everything about this is pure fakery. Right. And this bit here is talking about the suit again. Okay. It's about how it's going to be photographed. Right. Blame your president. He was the one who wanted her to have it. He demanded to be American. I didn't understand that this was happening until it was too late. It's your own fault. So I've got to take pictures of the suit to make it work. Because, the fact that the president received so much criticism by Jacqueline Kennedy's wardrobe, that now everything has to be American made, and now it has to be a knockoff, because the American public won't accept the First Lady wearing Chanel, the real thing, the French. No. Right. But as they're getting together, you can see that Patrick and Kate, yeah, they should definitely be together, scandal otherwise. But Kate's still hanging on to a Chez Ninon life. She's hanging on to the beauty and the art. Okay, she's hanging on to what makes her life complete. Okay, and they're changing her life. Right. And there's a bit where Kate has taken some of the Chanel fabric, and she's made her own suit. She has made her own suit just for her. Okay. And she discusses it like this. Every fabric has a voice. When you rub your hand quickly along it, you can hear its music. They're just the threads that sing. It's the life behind them. It's a song of those who tend the sheep and those who shear them. Those who dream of shades, of cherry blossoms and shooting stars, of their alchemy and mathematics weave grace. It's a story of those rap and weave and dance. It's a story of their lives too. Because part of all their lives was spent making something of such audacious beauty that can make the heart stop. Patty was on the verge of tears. Kate was on the verge of tears. If pink could be thunder, Patrick said, it would look like this. Exactly. Right. So Patrick and Kate decide, okay, after there was an explosion in the neighbourhood, they decide we're going to get married. we're going to get married, and also we're going to leave. We are going to leave America. We're going to go back to the motherland, go back to Ireland. And they decided to do a tour of America. Okay, they've never actually done that before. So they're going to see everything they can in America before they go. And America is absolutely huge. It has different time zones. When I said fakery, okay, this is it. Instead of going to a actually hopping in the car, okay, Rose Oldsmobile, okay, and cruising the world, they're going to go to a goddamn theme park instead. Right. The priest in their local church, okay, who married them, gives them tickets to a theme park. Right. There you go. The Freedom Land. It was the largest amusement park in America, and just a few blocks away. Right. On the radio and television and magazines and newspapers, even featured on the Ed Sullivan Show and in Life magazine, the amusement park was advertised everywhere. The park was shaped like America because it was the entire country in miniature. In a futuristic satellite city where you could ride a spaceship around Earth. Not the real Earth, but close enough. It's historical and they have sea monsters, the priest said. You could take little Mike. I bet he would love to ride a Wild West stagecoach with his beloved auntie and uncle, or take a Chinese junk across San Francisco Bay. What child would not like that? Right. Patrick, a Yeats man, was clearly not impressed. It's not real, John. It's America. It doesn't need to be. Right. So, yeah. It's America. It doesn't need to be real. It's fake in America. Right. Instead of cruising across America, which I actually would love to have seen, they go to a theme park called Freedom Land. Yeah. So, imitation and fakery. Right? It's all fake. But, this, little Mike, their nephew, okay, because this will be the last time, okay, they get to spend a little time with little Mike before they go back to Ireland, is, right, in Chinatown, they ate shrimp chow mein with chopped celery, fried noodles, and the tiniest pink shrimps Kate had ever seen. She waved between mouthfuls on the earthquake ride where San Francisco shook apart and then came back together. She was still waving because Kate decides um, when she's going to go to this theme park, she's going to wear her fake pink suit. She made her own pink suit and she's going to wear it. And because of that, she gets a lot of attention. People think that they take pictures with her. She gets pulled onto a float. She waves to the crowd. At the time, Jackie Kennedy is actually getting over the loss of a child. Okay, and people actually mention that to her. But she goes to this theme park dressed up as the First Lady, as a farewell to America. And then this is shortly after the president is killed, and the dress winds up in a window, and the neighbourhood is the butcher's window. And the neighbourhood, which turn their backs on Patrick and Kate, have a vigil at this window. But it's fake. They are people having a vigil to a fake dress. Okay? That was fake in the first place. Imitation of imitation. The fakery in this book, and it owns it. It owns some fakery. It's imitation. Right. And I loved it. I loved this book just because what Kate had to go through. Sorry, just my leg. What Kate had to go through, making the choices that she made. She had to give up her life, her career, to be a butcher's wife. But in that world, this should be standing equal with her husband. But she would be able to make these pretty dresses. I doubt in Ireland, okay, when she goes back to, she'll be able to wear, knockoff Chanel's. So, I like this, but just a capturing that. Capturing Kate's choices. Now, you don't really think about Kate, about who makes these pretty dresses, who made them, and it gives some insight. And also, if you love fabric, if you love cloth, the history behind them is brilliant. No, the pink suit, I love this book, and I do recommend it. Okay, by Nicole Mary Kelby. It's fantastic, and right. I mean, even though the president and the first lady were seen as abstract terms, you really got to know Kate, and I love this book. So, the pink suit, sign off here. Bye now.